are you?
Hey Casey, how are you?
So good. Thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure, Casey. So, how are you today?
I'm good. I'm excited for this. It's a beautiful day outside, so I end a little bit early today. I'm excited to get out.
Fantastic, Casey. Nice to hear from you. So, how was your day so far?
It's good. I've had a couple of interviews today, nothing crazy,
Mm,
and it's been a nice chill day. How are
fantastic.
you?
I'm doing great, Casey. Thanks for asking. So, Casey, your new EP 7 is to be out on June 27th. So, would you like to tell me a bit on the songwriting and the production that goes behind this new EP?
Absolutely. So with Seven, it's a concept EP, so it's about the seven deadly sins. And so we really wanted to encapsulate something that would be very reflexive and will make people think a little bit. So when writing this EP, we, I lyrically, took over most of it. So what I did for each song is I kind of wanted to look inward and pull out like the ugliest parts of myself
Mm.
and put them on paper. Um, and when I couldn't really relate to that, then I would pull from outside sources. Like for example, we have one of the songs is about greed, of course, and I was like, well, what's worse than, I don't find myself to be a greedy person. But I instantly thought like, what's the greediest thing in the world? The government. In any situation, it doesn't matter who's controlling it. It's always going to be greedy, taking your taxes and all that crap. So easily an angry side of greed. But also like the materialistic side of, you know, these Louis Vuitton bags and these designer shoes and everything that's so surface level and shows nothing of your value as a person. Um, and so when writing about that, the sin of greed is not so much just having a lot of money or fame or what have you. The sin of greed is I have something that you don't. And so really like we just tried to focus on all the negative, harmful aspects of these things and we just wanted people to really look at these songs and see how maybe they could improve themselves as people. And I know writing this EP, I definitely had to look at myself in a different light and understand that like, yeah, of course we're all human and we're all flawed, but it doesn't mean that the next day you can't try to be a better person than yesterday.
Beautiful. And the great cover artwork that goes behind the CP. And would you like to tell me how you come up with this work and what was the theme? I know this is about the seven sins, like you said earlier. So, but what exactly was in your mind when you come up with this cover artwork?
Oh yeah, I'm so glad you asked. I love this question. So the cover art, first and foremost, like we wanted to make sure that we weren't coming off as religious because we're not a religious band. No shame to those who are, but we're just not. So one of my favorite vibes in the entire world is just tarot cards, the occult. I just love like the whole gothic aesthetic. I think it's beautiful. I think it's so cool. And ever since I was a kid, I was really drawn to it. And also, the cards, the cover art for each single are supposed to be tarot cards, and each tarot card has its own fortune. And the real purpose of that was to see like, oh, like if I relate to gluttony, like what does this symbolism mean on the card? Because everything means something on them. And kind of going back to what I was saying before, essentially I pulled out this negative energy and put it into this song. And now, do you know the story of Pandora's box?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So essentially, we tried to meld all these worlds together and say, okay, so we have all the ugliness that's held within these cards. And now I feel like I can lock the ugliness away in this Pandora's box that is so beautiful. And of course, you know, the cards are out on the table in the cover art, showing that they're out. They're going and getting everybody that they possibly can. Um, and yeah, I think that's just a cool little tidbit of like putting everything that is ugly inside this neat little box and hoping that nobody touches it, but everybody touches it, you know?
Fantastic. And Keith, I had the pleasure to listen to the entire EP, and I have to say, an amazing work from you guys. Like the each and every song, beautifully done. The power, the energy, the anger, and the melodic sounds and the vocals that you put inside this EP is totally mind blowing. Initially, I was a bit hesitant. I was thinking like this is just like another modern metal or well, same kind of thing. But I feel when after listening to the entire album, I had a feeling like you guys are doing something different. The music is authentic. You guys are showing putting a lot of work behind what you're creating in the music. So totally a fantastic EP, and there's not even a single song that I will say I was not happy about. So each and every song was well done. So thank you for all the awesomeness that you have put inside of this EP. And as a creator, how do you feel about the EP, and what are your thoughts on the outcome?
Well, first, thank you so very much. That is one hell of a compliment. But yeah, I mean, we have just come at it from a very experimental point of view. Um, and, we're still a very young band and we still want to try to find our signature sound. And of course, I do feel like there is a semblance there and you could totally hear it. But um, essentially, every day we're just evolving as people and as artists. And this EP it's our first one on a record label. So of course, when you have access to all these resources that you haven't had before, you're gonna want to try them all out and see like the best fits for each song, the best fits for the future. And ultimately, it was such a huge learning experience, and we are just so happy with the way it came out, and it seems like everybody is really digesting it very well so far. And we're just really excited. We're super stoked and thank you for the kind words.
Well, it's really, I really mean it. I really enjoyed each and every song. So thanks to you guys for this amazing work. And I see like you have released two official music videos from this album, Kundalini and Limbo, which came out 2 weeks back. So would you like to tell me a bit on the making of these music videos?
Absolutely. So Kundalini was one of the most fun experiences I've ever had as an artist and I guess a collaborator too, because we had the element of the Pretty Wild Girls, and they are so, so incredible inside and out. They're geniuses, like through and through. I mean, just even besides all of their artistic talent, like Jill is a literal ninja and Julia is a playwright. And like, though I can't even comprehend how awesome they both are. And so when we were filming the music video, Mason Wright is the one that shot it, and he's also their guitar player, which is awesome. And he killed it in every single aspect. We went to two different locations for this music video and we just had so much fun. Of course, the snakes that we used in the music video were real, and I had bonded with my snake instantly. His name is Dexter. He was wonderful. And CJ was terrified of snakes. When he first walked into the room and he saw them, he was like shaking like a leaf. He was so scared. And then they gave the company NTX Morphs is their name. Shout out to them. They were fantastic, good friends of ours now. And so when they gave CJ his snake, whose name is Dorothy, he instantly like he felt so much better and she was so kind to him. They even offered, they were like, "We'll give her to you. Like you can have her." And he was like, "Oh my God, like this is incredible." And the girls, I mean, there was one moment where Jill's snake got a bit tight around her neck, so we were like, "Is she good?" She was like, "It's fine. We're working with live animals. This happens." And it was just such an amazing experience. As for Limbo, you know, we had our dude Black Wolf Imaging come up with the video, or produce and direct it, and he did such an amazing job. And I had the idea to do like the whole drinking scene. Um, I just out of random, I was walking around in my boyfriend's house and we were just talking about the song and I was like, I know we have to do. And he actually also drums in the music video. So to have him go from literally witnessing the inception of the idea to executing it was just so cool. For him, I mean, he was talking about it with me. He's like, it's just awesome. Like I'm so happy. Um, but I mean, it was so cool to have so many fans there show up like instantly. We literally gave them a day's notice and they were there and ready to hang, ready to do whatever it was for the music video and they just killed it. They had such a good time. We had a good time. We had some pizza afterwards. It was wonderful. And then the B-roll shots we used, we forgot blackout paint. And we were like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? There's no Party City since they went bankrupt. So we were like, all right, I know what we're gonna do. We're gonna get hair touch-up spray and we're just gonna spray it all over ourselves. And it worked like miraculously. I don't even know how, but all in all, like both of the videos were so much fun and I can't wait until we film another one. It's gonna be fantastic.
Amazing, amazing. And are there plans to come up with another music video?
We would love to, but I think it's not gonna be like a Vivo official music video. I think it's gonna be just maybe like a visualizer type thing with some music video elements in it. But for the next album or even maybe even later this year, I would love to do another one.
Yes, sounds good, sounds good. And any big plans on the day of the release?
Oh, on the day after release, let's see. Well, 2 days before we have our record release party at the Brooklyn Meadows, so we're gonna be playing the EP, and it's gonna be so much fun. And then shortly after, we are gonna be going on tour with Scene Queen and Girly. We're gonna be opening up the tour, and we are so excited for that. It's our first ever support tour, so we're ready to get rock and rolling and I mean Scene Queen, what an incredible first support tour to be on. Like she is stellar. She is a genius and it's just gonna be the tour of a lifetime. I'm so excited.
Awesome. And are there more touring plans or festivals coming up later this year?
I would love to say so, but unfortunately, I don't know yet. I wish I could, but we are hoping and praying that, we have bands that are willing to take us out, and we definitely have some bands that would love to take us out. It just happened to be the schedule lining up. Um, so I'm just hoping that the stars are aligning for later this year, and we would love to just keep touring until we can't stop.
Cool, cool. And would you like to tell a bit about Deadlands for the people who are new to the band?
About what? I'm sorry?
About Deadlands, the band, how
Oh
it
yeah,
started,
sorry. You cut
how it all
out.
started.
Yeah, so we probably started, I would say maybe 5 years ago, 2021. So that's got to be 4 years then. And it started as a three-piece. And now we're a two-piece. It's just me and CJ right now. Um, and then we have just been best friends since the start. Like it's been crazy ups and downs, and we've always just stuck together and known like the band is the priority, the band is the number one thing. And I mean, we CJ's influences range from like Escape the Fate to he loves like a lot of hip hop and a lot of Michael Jackson. He
Mhm.
loves, oh my God, the guy that wrote Cliffs of Dover. What's his name? Oh, I don't know. He's like a crazy guitarist though. And my influences are like Motionless in White, Bad Omens, Spirit Box. Ah, there's so many. And of course he loves Architects and Spirit Box too. So, of course when you couple he also, by the way, was never really into like metal
Yeah,
until I think he got into high school.
okay.
And I was kind of the same way. I was a little earlier than him though. I got started in middle school. Um, but like ever since he started doing like his solo project, he's got a solo project called No Shade. He's fantastic. He just has such a passion for producing and creating, and he's just such an all-around great person to have on your team. And I don't know anybody else that I'd be doing this band with because he's so smart, he's so creative, he knows exactly what he's doing, and he just understands what needs to be done for the band, and he's the best, essentially.
Amazing, great. And any highlight moments that you want to share with me today?
Oh, sure. So we have plenty of freaking highlight moments. I mean, from the first time that I heard the crowd sing our song, and this is like a full circle moment because this is uh there's this chef. He owns this restaurant in Farmingdale, New York. It's called 317 Main Street. And his name is Chef Eric Levine, and he's like a famous chef. He's been on like Food Network and Fox News and all that stuff. So we went to his restaurant. He reached out to us one day and was like, I would love to feed you guys and I would love to have you like come out to my restaurants. And so we did. And he's been like one of our biggest supporters since the beginning, since before we were literally anything. And he even offered to have us host a show at his place. And we were like, absolutely, we would love to do it. And so we did. And that venue was the first time that we had ever heard a crowd sing back our songs to us. And it was so interesting to see too, because the bands before us, the fans were pretty scattered, It was a big room, and the pits going on. Like it was super cool to see everybody just doing their own thing. But when we were coming on, everybody just flocked directly onto the stage, like right up against it. And I feel like that was when we knew we were like, wow, this is something really different, and something that we're really connecting to people with. And it's just been such a wild ride from that to just recently, this past December, we were playing Christmas Burns Red, if you've ever heard of that festival. It's insane. Um, and we were the second band to play. And we were the only other band in the entire 2 days of the festival to have a wall of death besides August Burns Red. So again, like just a testament of like that's insane, and we're just so grateful and so shocked, and I grateful is like the only word I could say that people are resonating with our stuff that much, and it's people like you that really just keep us going. So thank you.
Yes. And speaking on the songwriting, so what are the kind of topics that you explore when you writing write songs?
Oh yeah. So like I was saying a little bit before, like for these songs specifically, it's just really reaching inward and understanding like, I have these flaws, I have these negative parts about myself, but what am I gonna do about it? Am I gonna exacerbate it and make it worse, or am I gonna try to be the one to fix the problems that I have about me? And that's what we really tried to do with this album. I think songwriting in general, when writing any sort of song, I love to be very I don't like being so on the nose with things. I love kind of having the fans almost figure out what they're reading and being a little bit more cryptic than on the nose. Like I love Spirit Box and I love Spirit Box's writing and I think they're so cryptic that they just paint such a beautiful picture and it leaves the fans to interpret the art as whatever they want. And another big influence for me is Ice Nine Kills and they do the most amazing play on words and everything like that. So I take a lot of inspiration from them and I would love to put my our music in the same category as them, but you never know. I just try and execute it the same way. That's all.
Sounds good. Sounds good. And in the start of our interview, you spoke about you are still experimenting the sound of Deadlands. And do you want to have a specific sound for Deadland? Like we have bands back in the 80s and 70s, they have their own kind of sound, and that keeps following the same pattern and trend. But in the modern days, people keep experimenting each album, and each album sounds different. Do you want to keep it this way or the other way?
I mean, I think if you are trying to stay within the bounds of your sound, you're just limiting yourself to the possibilities of reinventing the wheel, you know? I think the best artists out there, like Sleep Token and Falling in Reverse, Seeing Queen, they're so experimental. They are, you know, they don't hold themselves to a genre or bound themselves to a sound. And I think that's what makes music and art just ever evolving. Because if you stay within the binds of, you know, I can only do this and this,
Hmm.
what about the entire rest of everything around it that could, you know, you don't know how it's going to benefit yourself either as an artist. It could be your next hit song. It could be the thing that changes people's lives. Like you never know unless you experiment and you try. And I think experimenting in any walk of life is the way to go. I'm also a huge foodie, so keep that same energy for food.
Sounds great. Sounds great, Casey. Uh, and Casey, finally, any message that you have for the fans around the world?
Oh yeah. I mean, stay authentic, experiment a little bit, and hopefully I'll catch you on tour soon. But in all seriousness, like definitely just try to be a better person than yesterday and you'll be fine.
Beautiful, beautiful. And Cassie, I want to thank you so much for giving me today this wonderful opportunity to have you on this interview. A real pleasure to meet you and talk to you today about Seven and much more behind the band. And like I said earlier, a fantastic EP that came out from you guys and beautiful EP. All seven songs totally mind blowing, and I'm sure like a lot of people are going to come fall in love with this EP. And I wish you all the best and hopefully we'll plan to see you soon on a tour.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the kind words. Thank you for having me. And yeah, I hope we can meet soon.
Absolutely, Casey. And thank you again, and you have a great day ahead. Bye bye.
Thank you. You as well. Bye-bye.
Thank you.